This week on Louder Pop Culture Podcast, we're talking PlayStation Plus's Game Pass knockback, we're talking Saints Row, and we're talking Harry Potter. All coming up on Loud, a Pop Culture Podcast.
My life is like a video game, trying hard to beat the stage, all while I am still collecting coins. Trying hard to save the girl, obstacles, I'm jumping hurdles. I'm growing up to be a big boy. A battle with the...
Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Louder Pop Culture Podcast. This episode is called Sony's Return Punch. I am your host, Tomye West, and joining me as always is my co-host, Alannis Maximus. How you going, man?
Yeah, tired, good. Weekend's coming. That's good though. As I was saying in the Jurassic Park review, I think it was, I had Tuesday that felt like Friday, but tomorrow's Friday, and it didn't take forever, so it was an alright week in the end.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty tired myself. I've done a lot of work. We announced on our page earlier today that we will finally be launching this podcast as an audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, and we will be delivering the link and the actual where you can actually go and listen if you want to listen to it rather than watch it when it's ready. We're slowly creating a backlog of all our previous episodes, and that's taking a while. Kind of wish we did this from the start because it would have just been easy to keep up with it, but instead I'm having to go through, copy all the information, make new things. It's a drag, man. And I've managed to get all of our Jurassic Park reviews up for ranked and reviewed, and now I'm going all the way back to the start and doing screen ranked and reviewed. So it's a busy day. I've just been on my computer all day, man, and that's why I got a headache still. But I don't want to cancel, so we've got some cool news to talk about, I guess. So yeah, some of the stories we'll be talking about today include PlayStation Plus's response to Xbox's Game Pass, Saints Row gameplay footage revealed. We'll take a look at that. We'll have a discussion about it. And we have a couple of other news stories about Nintendo, Warner Brothers, and Scarface 2, the game we never got, apparently. Now, before we get into any of those topics, we need to do the housekeeping, which is please subscribe, like, and share. Or when it's ready, we will be able to direct you to our Apple Music, our Apple Podcast page. You know what's going to be cool, Alan, is I'm going to make a little sizzle trailer announcing for YouTube that we're going onto Apple Podcasts as well, so that we can be we're flexing, man. We're spreading like a virus. We are Corona. So anyway,
you can now watch us in the way that Stevie Wonder can.
Oh yeah.
He's still alive. Make jokes about blind people.
Is he even still alive?
Pretty sure he is. I hope so.
The last time I thought he was relevant, and tell me if I'm wrong, if this is the wrong, I might be totally wrong of remembering this. Is he the dude that plays? No, he's definitely not. I don't want to sound like I'm coming off weird. I thought he did the voice of the dude that Lisa loved as a saxophone player in the
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yes.
I don't think that was him.
Oh, dude. Am I racist or what? Just black dudes. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah. Well.
Stevie Wonder, if you are alive, we're sorry.
We're all about fun here. We're just having fun. Anyway, let's get into our first story, which is a big story, and that is PlayStation Plusing. Is it a legit competitor to Xbox's Game Pass? Now, I'm going to bring up the article along with the teaser trailer for us to play for the video listeners, and for the ones that are listening audio-wise, just imagine with all your might. There we go. Have you seen this trailer, by the way, Alan?
think so. Unless it's a newer one, but I'm pretty sure there's only one.
You know what? I was just going to run it as B-roll, but it's only a minute long, so we'll watch it and let everyone check it out, and then we'll go discuss it. How about that?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm telling you, you're an audio listener. It's the wrong episode. So that's it. That's the trailer. And now I'm going to read that while we break it down, I guess. So it's been revealed that PlayStation's answer to Xbox Game Pass is finally coming to launch in North America in June, obviously. We're getting it, I think, a little later, along with Europe. I think it's like a week or two, something like that. And yeah, there's like 3 tiers to this new PlayStation Plus, which is obviously meant to rival Game Pass. 3 tiers to choose from. There is the Essential tier, which is basically PlayStation Plus as we know it now. And then along with that comes with the ability to play with multiplayer games online, which no shit. PlayStation Store discounts. And then if you step up to the Extra tier, it gives you the benefits of being an Essential subscriber along with ready access to for download only library of PS4 and PS5 games. Now, this is going to be a little bit long, but it's important that I list all the games. And that is, we're going to start with PlayStation first party. So this isn't third party, and we'll go into third party after that. PlayStation first party games include Alien Nation, Bloodborne, Concrete Genie, Days Gone, Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition, Death Stranding, and Death Stranding Director's Cut, Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars, Everybody's Golf, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, God of War, Gravity Rush 2, Gravity Rush Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn, Infamous First Light, Infamous Second Son, Knack, Little Big Planet, Loco Roco Remastered, Loco Roco 2 Remastered, Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Matterfall, Medieval, Patapon Remastered, Patapon 2 Remastered, Resogun, Returnal, Shadow of the Colossus, Tearaway Unfolded, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, The Last of Us Left Behind, Until Dawn, Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection, Uncharted 4, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, and Wipeout Omega Collection. And now we get into the third party, which is a little less, but it's just the start. So we get Shen, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Celeste, Cities Skylines, Control Ultimate Edition, Dead Cells, Final Fantasy, I believe that's 15. I think, yeah, Hollow Edition. Hollow Knight, sorry, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Mortal Kombat 11. I'm not going to even bother pronouncing that. NBA 2K22, Outer Wilds, Red Dead Redemption 2, Resident Evil, Soul Calibur, The Art of Full Escape, and The Crew 2. So there, I believe there's going to be more games coming, but that's just like the first thing. Now, before we go into any more details, I want to ask, Alan, what does this do for you being an Xbox person?
It sweetens the deal on if I were to get a PlayStation anytime soon, that it pretty much has all the games that I'd be interested in playing. That I can't play on Xbox, I mean.
I have never thought there's a better time to adopt into the PlayStation console space, if you haven't already, than now. Because they've they're putting up some pretty good first-party exclusives, but nothing that grabs me because, like, they're pretty older games, majority of them. I mean, like, you're looking at games like, I say, like, your newest ones on there are, like, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I mean, Horizon's kind of newish, I guess. Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Uncharted 4, The Lost Legacy. They're sort of like, and yeah, that I wouldn't call The Last of Us as a tentpole. Like, that's a old game. So I mean, you're getting some good games there, yeah. But nothing that would grab me as a PlayStation. Like this, it's cool. I'm gonna have access to these games and be able to like jump into some games that maybe I don't actually own real copies of anymore. Or have like a digital edition. But like, I mean, I'm not even really that impressed by the third party titles, to be honest, because it's like, I've got Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't think while this blows me away, I also don't think this hurts Sony at all. I think what they've done is only going to draw more people from Xbox or new console goers to their brand, or from Nintendo, whoever. I don't think it's going to turn anyone away. It's only going to benefit them. But I also think it's a good idea that they're not putting out anything too substantial and new, because they said that that's not feasible and that wouldn't benefit them whatsoever. And they don't know how Xbox will maintain that over a long period, because it's not like realistic. So what are your opinions after hearing all that?
I'm intrigued. It does sound like a pretty nice deal there. A lot
We're
of the
going
games.
we're going to go into the next tier in a minute, but I just thought you could give me a rundown of what you think of that. Like
Yeah,
offering.
the exclusives are definitely the selling point there for me. It's interesting. A lot of the ones that aren't exclusive have either been on Game Pass and left, like Control, or are still currently there. Like City Skylines, I think. I still own that game, so I can play it, but I'm pretty sure things like that are still on Game Pass.
Well, look, man, as a PlayStation player who's played majority of these offerings, like, if you can afford to jump out and get a fucking PlayStation, even, a PlayStation 5, look, I wouldn't suggest getting a PlayStation 4 anymore, because once you've gone to next gen, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and you have the SSD and the no load times and stuff, I think going back will be very hard. If you're not a big time gamer and you're just jumping in and you want to test the waters, I guess a PS4 would be okay. But I think if you really want to benefit from gaming technology right now, you want to get the latest and greatest, and why not invest in something that's sort of, future proof at the moment. That's not going to, be outdated in 6 months. But we'll jump to the next tier now. And for premium subscribers, they get included games which are classic games. So the classic games catalog, this is from PlayStation Studios at the moment: Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Siphon Filter, Super Stardust, Portable. Third party: Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, Worms World Party, and Worms Armageddon. Now, that's classic games. Then there's classic games remasters, and that's Ape Escape 2, Are the Lad, Dark Cloud 2, Fanavision, Hot Shots Tennis, Jack 2, Jack 3, Jack X Combat Racing, Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy, Rogue Galaxy, Siren Bloodline 3, and then the third-party partners are Baja Edge of Control HD, Bioshock Remastered, Borderlands A Handsome Collection, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, Kingdoms of Amalur, and Lego Harry Potter Collection. And then we've got the last thing to read off, which is, here are the PS3 games we're getting. Note, there's a little side note with this. This is a bit upsetting. Just like Sony's existing PlayStation Now cloud gaming service, these PS3 titles will be only playable on PC in addition to PS4 and PS5. This feature isn't available in every part of the world, but major markets are covered. Yet, we are not on this list. The list includes countries like US, Canada, Japan, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Belgium, blah, blah, keeps going. It even has fucking Romania in it, but doesn't have us in it, man.
Isn't it Romania? That's
And
what
those games, the games that we will not be able to access, which pisses me off because they're the games that I would actually have most interest in, are Crash Commando, Demon Souls, Echo, Chrome, Hot Shots Golf World Invitational, or Eco, Infamous 2, which, man, I'd love to replay it, Infamous Festival of Blood, Loco Roco, Motorstorm Apocalypse, Motorstorm RC, Puppeteer, Rain, Ratchet and Clank, Quest for Booty, Ratchet and Clank, Crack in Time, Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, Resistance 3, Super Stardust, Tokyo Jungle, When Vikings Attack. And then we get Red Dead. This is weird. Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. But we don't get Red Dead Redemption. But we're not getting this either. We're not getting this because we're not in any of these countries. That also comes along with games like Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Devil May Cry, Enslaved, Lost Planet, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going into any more of those because we don't get to play them. And the most disappointing thing about this so far is that there is no list here for what we were promised, which is PSP games. We didn't get a list. That's the list. I've read everything now, pretty much.
Get excited there, Romania.
Yeah, like Castle Dracula can download these fucking games and play them. We can't.
Do you reckon you get better Wi-Fi at Castle Dracula than Australia? Better,
Dude, you might, because I think I heard that the person with the world's fastest internet connection was like in somewhere like Mongolia in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere on their own with this internet connection that's like the fastest. And I think she's like over 100 years old or some shit. And she can use it, probably. Like, why? What's wrong with Australia? Why haven't we got cloud service for PlayStation yet? We're not a third world country. I don't know, man. So
I don't know who I blame, but I blame them.
Look, I'm a sucker for being signed up to a subscription service that's going to give me shit for free so that if I want to download something, I can just do it. I don't have to worry about it at the time. So I know I'm probably just going to go all the way to the top tier. But what I'm excited to hear is, are we getting more games? Are we getting PSP games? And not just that, is Australia going to get compensated for not getting those other tiered games, which I've already heard we are going to, but I'm excited to hear the announcement of what we get instead, because hopefully they can hold something up to us that goes, it's just as good. Because right now, I'm upset that they still haven't managed to work out how to make PS3 games work on any other console than the PlayStation 3 because of the cell processor they decided to use, like idiots. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, games are stranded on that console and we'll never get them again. Like, maybe.
I wonder if that increases the retro cost of a PS3. Like,
well, the original ones, man, like the original PS3 models that came out, the huge ones, they were backwards compatible, and they only did that for like the first like 3 months of models, and then they took that away. And still, so you can still get the big old fat PS3s, but the original big fat PS3s like have a different like disk drive, so they could play backwards compatible. So they're like really sought after. And I can remember at one point they were going for like $13 to $14.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
that is not bad.
Hey, you know what? Let's quickly fucking look up how much one of those.
You could pretty much get an Xbox X Series and a PS5 for that.
Yeah, well, I'm looking here now. So backwards compatible right now. So, okay, it's dropped in price because they're a lot less desirable, but you can get a 60 gigabyte. It still costs you $200, man.
That is a reasonable amount, considering it's nearly 15 years old.
Yeah, man. And you know what? That was when I got turned into a PlayStation gamer, bro, because I don't know if you remember during the PS3, Xbox 360 era, like, dude, I was a big Xbox 360 buff. Like, that's all I played. And then one day I was like looking at PlayStation. They were in a tight spot. I don't know if you remember. They were like second. Like, they were not going so super hot in the games market. And then I started looking at them when games like Infamous were doing things like, where I was like, I don't like Prototype. It looked like it was going to be really good, and it sucks beyond the belief. So I'm like, I'm going to try Infamous, which looks like Prototype, but better. And I really like Infamous 1. I thought it was a like kind of boring loop. I don't know if you played Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah.
Do you remember the loop? How it was like spy on someone, sit onto him, like next to him by the bench, listen for information, go get your target, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And then do you remember the transformation to Assassin's Creed 2 where it turned into like a full story? You know, do you remember that transformation? Well, that's what Infamous, that's exactly what happened with Infamous, where like this gameplay loop in Infamous, it just didn't catch me. And then Infamous 2 just expanded. And I was like sold on that, man. And like, I got that and the Ghostbusters game when it was like new on PS3, and all this other shit, man. And that went Uncharted and stuff. And that's when I was like, man, what have I been doing all this time? Playing Call of Duty on my Xbox 360 every night. You know what I mean? Like, this is where it's at. And since then, man, I've never looked back. So, I don't know. I think it'd be a good time for you to pick it up, man, because I think the console's worth it just for Uncharted. So, and you get all of them. You get all of them. You get all 3 in the Uncharted collection, and then you get 4 Lost Legacy, and yeah, so you get all of the games. That's like 5 games you get from it. So,
I was watching. I don't know how to say her last name. Like Christina Scabbia, singer from Lacuna Coil. She Twitch streams, and I was watching her play Uncharted 4 last night, and it looked really good.
It's fucking awesome, man. I'm actually playing through it at the moment, but I'm like really close to the end, and it's crazy because I looked at my playtime and I'm like, 10 hours. What? I'm like, this game is way longer than 10 hours. I looked it up and it's like, game takes you 16 hours to get through it. And I was like, dude, I've just played this game that many times, bro, that like 10 hours speed run for me, it's not super quick or anything, but it's surprising that I'm getting through it that quick. Like, what's the quickest you reckon you've managed to get down a game? Like, have you ever like played a game so many times that you got it down way less than it was supposed to be?
I'd say the Mass Effect games, like, they're meant to be a good, I don't know, maybe 80, 90 hours. I get through them pretty fast now. It's just like, you know what you don't need to do. You know what you need to do.
Do you remember with Grand Theft Auto 4 how long that game is and how big it is? 3 islands, Nico Bellic. It's a long game, yeah. Well, there's a mission to complete that game. There's a trophy, achievement, trophy, whatever you want to call it, that you unlock if you complete that game called Liberty City Hot Minute, I think, and it's you beating the game in less than 25 hours. That was an achievement, yeah, and I got it down to 11 and a half hours. Like, dude, I just was like, I didn't have to look at the like blip on the map where I was going. I knew the city back to front, man. Like, still best GTA in my opinion, but I'm so sick of GTA 5, man. Like, my ex's kid's playing it, and he's like, can you help me on this game? And I'm like, please, man, I'm not playing this game ever again. Like, I can't even watch you play it. I'm getting mad because it's like, it's 10 fucking years old, bro. Like, I can't. And he keeps going, hey, do you like Bully? Do you like Bully? And I'm like, no, Bully sucks. It's a crap game. Let's all just come to terms with it. We don't want a Bully 2. Rockstar, don't listen to the minorities that are saying to you, don't make a Grand Theft Auto. Don't make a new Red Dead Redemption. Make a Bully 2. No, that's a terrible idea because it's a terrible.
I played Bully for about 10 minutes and went, yeah.
It was so shit, man. Like, I was so pumped to play. I was like, what? Rockstar Games made a game about like where you're a bully and shit? Like, this is going to be like Grand Theft Auto in school. You can't go wrong. Oh, yeah, you can. They proved it. Yeah, you can. So, I guess we'll wait and see how this PlayStation Plus thing turns out. But as I said, I don't think it's going to hurt PlayStation. I think it's going to benefit them, bring a lot more people into it, and make gaming a lot more affordable and fun for PlayStation consumers. So I'm excited to see where it goes. All right, let's move on to story number 2. And that is, we got some footage from Saints Row. Is it going to be a Saints High or a Saints Low?
Oh,
Dude, I'm bad at making up these little pun titles. You know? So, look, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We'll skip through it and stuff, but we'll turn the volume on and we'll have a look. Now, this is a video from IGN.com. This is the hands-off preview for it. So, this isn't my footage. I always like to make sure that I give credit where credit's due. I don't want people going like, oh, you plagiarized. And like, no, I'm just reporting the news. I don't write it, you know? And I'm not even trying to report it like fast either. I'm just like, hey, if you want to know
something, it would be really
something,
frustrating if you put hard work into things and then someone plagiarized you.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know anything about that, would we?
See, I'm staring you. I'm staring at you. I'm staring you down.
I'm pointing at you,
and you know who you are. Hope that wound.
You're naughty.
Heal, mate. Hope that wound stays sore and salty. Let's watch this.
Party's over, motherfucker. That one had to hurt.
Having watched roughly 50-minute Saints Row gameplay, I'm encouraged by what I've seen. Volition's reboot of the series looks a lot of fun, filled with the wackiness, carnage and humour you'd expect. It feels comfortably familiar, with enough new ways to play to make it not just seem like a retread of what's come before, and promises to be a welcome throwback to an era when playful, urban, open-world games were a much more common occurrence.
You know, this game doesn't look as like fucking like rad as I thought it was gonna look.
People, and I'm not
But
the first thing
I'm
that caught my
still excited
attention
for it
was the
because
huge
it's been so long
emphasis
since
placed
we've
on
gotten a
customization.
GTA-style
Everything from your playable boss,
open-world
a huge
game.
range of
Know what I mean?
vehicles, arsenal of weaponry, and your base can be tailored to your own designs. Car customization in particular looks substantial, with everything from paint jobs to neon underglows available. The character creator is also extensive, giving players the option to create just
Ain't
about
no
anything
party like a
human
pod
shapes
party.
their mind can imagine. You can also completely overhaul the look of your character at any time. Simply open the in-game phone app to perform the most advanced cosmetic surgery known
looks
to
like me
man.
for a second.
In a weird way, it reminded me of The Sims, as you build a library of characters, each with their own backstory you've made up in your head.
Fish, small fish, cardboard box.
However, the setting is SimCity and more Sin City. The world of Saints Row is a fictional depiction of Southwest and looks colourful and bustling with life.
I've got to admit,
The
I'm
main
not a big
city
fan
of
of this
Santo
fucking
Ileso,
wingsuit
a
shit they got
well-observed
going on.
riff on Reno, Nevada, is a perfect example of
Fortnite.
this as weapons, and that's no different here. I've seen guns that shoot bullets through walls as if they're paper, finger
I've seen
guns
guns
that fire
shoot
bullets from giant do look a bit bullet spongy, with some taking several shots in the head to take down, and it's often completely ridiculous, but that's always been part of Saints Row's charm.
Where
It looks very last gen, hey.
Yeah.
There
But
appears to be a
nothing wrong
ton
with
to
that.
unlock, such as special moves like the Pineapple Express, in which you shove a grenade into an enemy's mouth and launch them at one of their friends, as well as skills
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
perks that
take
let you
somewhere
tailor
else.
your style.
It looks
further.
good, man.
There's
Like,
a real
don't get me wrong, I'm
variety
not
in the
shitting on it.
enemies
It just
too,
doesn't
with
look
each rival
impressively,
gang having their own fighting
impressive
styles,
graphically
units,
compared to
and
what we
mini
get now,
bosses.
you know what I mean?
From what I've seen,
This looks like
activities
it's
are
been worked
pretty
on for a
standard
very
open
long
world
time.
fare.
Because
Randomly generated
it's kind of
discoveries,
stuck where it
like
was,
blowing the
you know?
doors off of an armoured van to get the cash inside, provide moments of distraction, plus there are more scripted side missions. Main missions are as you'd expect from an open world of this kind. A lot of car chases, firefights, and the occasional big explosive moment. For example, borrowing a heavily weaponized helicopter to destroy a rival gang's facility before landing on the roof and infiltrating, further increasing your grip on the city. Then there's the modes which abandon store favour of pure fun. One of these is Mayhem, a mode where you cause as much damage as possible within a set time limit. It's Saints Row in its purest form, and makes no apologies about it. Taking down other gangs looks like it'll take up most of your time in Saints Row though, as you gradually complete missions to increase your influence over the map by fulfilling the 14 separate business ventures available on your war table, each with their own
So what are
series
your
of
thoughts on this
objectives.
so far?
New gameplay mechanics and modes such as Saints Row Classic Insurance Fraud and customization options unlock as you all comes together to make for a great time before its August 23rd release date is hard to know, especially as I'm yet to actually play it. From what I've seen so far though, I'm hopeful.
So yeah, what I've heard about it is so far that it looks like it's a lot of fun to play. Looks like it's going to have a lot more depth to the story, plus include all the sort of silly, goofy missions that you had in previous Saints Row games. But I've heard it's a bit rough. Like, it's a bit glitchy. It's a bit running not the best. So, look, I don't want it to be delayed because it's actually one of my most hyped games for this year. Like, I'm looking forward to like this and fucking what's the game we can't stop? We're so amped about.
Quarry.
The Quarry. I can't fucking wait for that game, man. Like, dude, I'm so sick of seeing the pre-order on my dashboard on PlayStation. I'm like, I just want it out, man. Like, I just want to play this fucking game. So that Saints Row, I don't know, like, there's not a lot grabbing me at the moment. I'm really disappointed. I don't know if you've seen, like, dude, the Batman Gotham Knights stuff that they've just been showing lately has just not grabbed me much, man. And I can't tell you how long I've wanted a new Batman game since Arkham Knight, because I thought Arkham City was so good and Arkham Asylum was so good, and I thought Arkham Knight was okay. It wasn't the best. So I've been waiting for like, and dude, I love Arkham Origins, and that game gets a bad rap. I don't think people give it enough credit. I think it's way better than Arkham Knight. And it was made by Warner Brothers, and that was the last game they've made. And now this is the next game that they've made. And that was, dude, like, when was Arkham Origins? Like 2011? Like,
yeah, long time ago.
Dude, it was when Kmart still sold video games. So, you know, I'm a bit disappointed in this year's showing. So I'm waiting for, a new Grand Theft Auto. I'm waiting for a new Uncharted. Like, bring me back some titles, Anyway, let's get on to story number 3. And that is Nintendo is now owned, 5% of Nintendo is now owned by Saudi Arabia. Now, I haven't read this myself. I just saw the headline and thought, this would be interesting. So let's read it together and see what this is about. If this is much ado about nothing, or if this is something that we should actually be reporting on. Okay, the article is from IGN and it is written by Ryan Dinsdale, and it goes like this. As reported by Bloomberg, the country is now Nintendo's 5th largest shareholder, though its investment was only made for investment purposes, according to a filing made to Japan's finance ministry. The move is unlikely to have wider effects within Nintendo or its games, but will instead be used by Saudi Arabia to learn from Nintendo's gaming pedigree, an analyst says. So that's pretty much all it is. So I guess really right now it's only 5%, which means they don't even have majority. Like, there really is nothing to worry about, meaning it's kind of a nonsense article. But I thought it would be something interesting to talk about, because there is this kind of big sort of like acquisition thing going on at the moment where Xbox is acquiring whoever they can as quickly as they can. PlayStation is kind of doing the same thing, but with a different sort of direction. And you've got things like Tencent making all these big purchases from China and things like that. So I mean, it's things we should probably report on, because it just goes to show that even big companies like Nintendo will sell a piece of themselves to you just for gain. You know what I mean? So
shiny gold doubloon.
Yeah, we should definitely be careful, because it's not a good thing, some of these things happening, especially at Tencent and a couple of other companies that are just like buying the licenses up to all these games and then not making anything with them. So, yeah. Or making mobile phone apps and not making these games. So
it's like that Diablo release. Everyone's like, there's another Diablo game coming. And Blizzard's just like, a mobile game.
It's like when, dude, do you remember? Oh, you wouldn't know. I don't think, because I know you don't. watch every gaming conference and shit. But did you watch the the announcement trailer for PlayStation 5?
I did not know.
Like, sorry, not the trailer, the show, like the actual like event. Dude, they psyched everyone out so bad. I might even quickly see if I can pull up the reaction to it, man, from a podcast that I watched. They're called Kind of Funny. They had the same reaction that I had when they opened the show, because they opened the PlayStation 5 show, and watch how they psyched everyone out. You ready? Wait. This is hilarious, bro, that Rockstar Games did
It's
this.
Greg Miller
I
alongside
feel like-
Forbes 30 under 30, aka second best baby.
I feel like that's the same thing.
AKA
like when
the
everyone's
engaged
just
one.
like, yeah,
AKA the verified one.
this is
Tim
fine,
Geddes.
bro.
Lets him host.
Way to
I am
get everyone's
still
hopes up with
shaking
this
from
shit.
excitement.
Again. Yeah, no problem. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Kevin.
Oh,
Happening? Yeah, it's happening.
ah!
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this like little intro bit.
Oh wow, we're seeing the box.
And look at the first thing they show.
Why did I move?
Oh my god!
But it's just the GTA 5 remaster.
Thing.
What I say?
Damn it!
What I say?
I
I've been
can't believe
saying
this
it.
bullshit.
I've been saying it for 6 months.
You sounding more
I've
and
been
more
saying
like
it.
Snee-Eye Yitch every day.
So look, I love that footage, man, because I was like, oh, you fucking mud. Why do they keep teasing us with all this bullshit? Oh, anyways, look, good on Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
All right. We're on to our last two stories. These are pretty quick. Warner Brothers is taking a gamble with Harry Potter. It's doubling down on Harry Potter even after the poor box office results of Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, I'm going to pull up this article. I don't know, man. Like, look, I love Harry Potter, but Fantastic Beasts hasn't done it, and maybe we should give something new a go. I don't know. Because... So I'm going to read this. Following a massive merger, it's a new day for Brothers Discovery. The new day involves freshly minted CEO, whatever. I don't want to read all this, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're saying that they're focusing on 10 polar franchises. Reports already point to Zalava, the company CEO, looking for a boss for the entire DC brand, akin to the job of Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige. Is that right?
Feige, one of them. Feige.
It also seems that more Harry Potter content is on the company's priority list. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Zaslav is looking to make Harry Potter-related content for HBO Max, and has plans to meet with controversial writer J.K. Rowling to discuss plot lines. So, what do you think about hearing this?
Yeah.
Do we let it die? Do we just admit defeat? Is that what we do with Harry Potter? Because look, as I said, I like Harry Potter. The movies are awesome. And like, I want to see the musical. I'm not paying to see it though. And I would love nothing more than for them to maybe make a Deathly Hallows movie, or like continue the Hogwarts story with like Harry Potter's kid, like how the last movie ends with them sending them off to like school. Why don't we get that? Or why don't we get a prequel of someone who went to the school like back in the olden days of Hogwarts, the older days? Like, I don't know why they don't give us what we want, which is Harry Potter. Like, we want the school, we want the classes, we want the weird fucking bees, fucking beans or whatever they're called. We want the chocolate frogs to jump on the windows. We want magic, goddammit. Like, I don't understand what's so hard Warner Brothers to work this shit out. It's like Batman, man. Like, we didn't want Batman in every fucking movie, like Justice League, Suicide. We just wanted a good Batman movie after the Dark Knight trilogy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
It's funny that Warner Brothers, and like they're doing it with DC as well. Everything you hear about what they're doing with their projects at the moment, like, we need someone like Kevin Feige. It's like,
Look,
why didn't you do this 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago?
I think we have to put Harry Potter away for a bit. Like, he's had a
How
good
much
run.
blood can you squeeze from that stone?
He's had a good run. It should be like anything else in pop culture, where it has its place in time and then goes away. And then 20 years later, everyone goes, we want that back. And they go, guess what's coming back? That's what we want. We don't want, hey, next year there's a new Harry Potter movie. And then the week after that release, there's another Harry Potter movie. And then 2 days after that release, there's another Harry Potter movie. And it just gets sooner and sooner between them. Like, and we're not even getting Harry Potter movies. We're getting shitty B-story fucking Harry Potter movies. So, I don't know, man. Maybe it's time
We should make an adult Harry Potter movie like Logan, where it's just an old Harry Potter. Fucking
I
shit.
have to get to Voldemort.
Yeah, exactly.
Just out in a cabin training and shit, like fucking what Rambo, the final Rambo or whatever. I was fucking Sylvester Stallone just out in a cabin. He was like, I'm Rambo. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. Oh no, wait. Wasn't that Arnold Schwarzenegger as well in Terminator Dark Fate or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they killed off CG John Connor? Why did they do that, man? When I saw John Connor, like, as a young guy, like, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna, what are you doing? It was like instant, like, they killed the thing that could have made that movie awesome, like a true sequel to T2 that Edward Furlong actually acted, and then they, like, reverse aged him. That would have been tight, man. And instead, they gave us Dark Fate. And you know what that did? Create my own Dark Fate. Terrible. Oh, well. Let's move on to our last story of the night. And that is going to be a very quick one, as we are nearly at our show running time. So, we have Scarface 2, the game we never got. And we've got some screenshots that have apparently leaked from it. So, let's have a look at that. Alan, first of all, before I bring these up, did you play Scarface 1? And if so, what was your thoughts on it?
I did play it. I definitely didn't finish it. But I did play it and kind of went, it's GTA, but I'm Al Pacino.
Is it even the right footage? I don't think it... Wait. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. So I couldn't pull up video of it. So I just was going to pull up video while we talked about it. But I'll bring up the screenshots because I got a little confuffled when I was getting the show organization ready. So let's have a look. This is at IGN. So we've got some concept art, and I'll read the article along with it. Screenshots and concept art from a cancelled Scarface game have appeared online after more than a decade. Scarface 2 was never released. Scarface 2 was a never-released sequel to 2006's Scarface: The World Is Yours from Radical Entertainment, the developer behind The Simpsons Hit and Run and the Prototype games. Whoa, man, we were just talking about that. That's a fucking trip out, bro. And dude, and I haven't spoken about Prototype since Prototype. And the newly found art reveals a colorful Las Vegas setting. Mafia game videos uploaded the screenshot spotted by PC Gamer, which shows the glorious Las Vegas Strip, Nevada desert, and of course, a bloody basement or two. Now, we'll pull up the 7 images. Bloody basement. Kind of gives you sort of like a GTA 5, like, a GTA San Andreas vibe, which is what they were trying to go for, I guess. Where you had multiple sort of areas, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of games that have sort of done like Las Vegas. There hasn't been a lot, you know. This also isn't the first time images of one of Radical's cancelled projects have emerged online, as last year footage emerged of a cancelled Spider-Man game. What? It later released Prototype 2 in 2012. Okay, so they were going to do this, and then it was cancelled, and then they released Prototype 2. And then Prototype 2 got... Prototype never came back because, you know what? That's where it should have stayed. Dead. So fucking terrible game. What did you think of Prototype? Did you play it?
I played it a little bit, but I never finished it. But I watched someone else play it and finish it, and I'm like,
Dude, I played the first one, and I convinced myself that it was good for like 9 to 10 hours of the game, and I was like, it's good. I'm like getting pretty far now. I'm like killing heaps of people in one go now. Like, I don't know. My powers are really strong. And then after 10 hours, I'm like, so when are we putting this up? Because it's kind of getting a little long in the teeth here. And then by like the 11th, 12th hour, I was like, okay, this is going on forever. And I turned it off. And then Prototype 2 came out, and they were like, we're going to fix these problems. And I was like, by the second hour, I was like, it's still same shit Prototype. And I just threw it out now. Like, terrible game. So, yeah, man, like, dude, that shows how long we've been gamers for, that we have a memory of Prototype. If I said to my son, if I said to my 9-year-old son, do you know the game Prototype? He'd be like, what's that? That's how much of a mark Prototype left in video game history. 0. So, what'd you think of the stories we pulled out tonight, Alan?
I think they were good. I am fulfilled.
Well, you know what, man? On that note, we should definitely spend the show doing this. Wait 1 second. Now, I need you to just go, yeah? 1 second.
Yeah.
Just work this out. Now, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This has been Loud, a pop culture podcast. As always, I've been your host, Tomye West. And joining me as always is my co-host, Alannis Maximus. Why am I delivering these lines like Jay-Z? Yeah, yeah. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Yeah, yeah. Put your hands in the air. Oh, well, I know what we're breaking out. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next episode. Thanks.